Good morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss magnetization curve and hysteresis loop or hysteresis curve. How we form this hysteresis curve and what is use of this hysteresis curve. Why do we study this? But before proceeding for today's lecture, let me remind of you the previous lecture. In previous lecture we have studied about diamagnetism, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic. Actually what was happening in paramagnetic substances, which you will study in your domain theory, in language theory also you will study language theory for paramagnetic and domain theory for ferromagnetic. In language theory of paramagnetic, what you are going to study, that paramagnetic substances are those, the atoms are having dipole moment. The atoms of paramagnetic, they are having dipole moment, but what is their direction is not there. They are randomly placed, and when they are randomly placed, in the absence of any magnetic field, we say this substance is not magnetized, unmagnetized substance. Okay, unmagnetized substance. They are random. कोई इधर है, कोई इधर है, सब रैंडम है तो क्या करते हैं वो एक दूसरे को कैंसिल कर देते हैं, एक दूसरे के इफेक्ट को. सो नेट इफेक्ट रहेगा जीरो. इसीलिए पैरामैग्नेटिक सब्सटेंस इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ एक्सटर्नल मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इज unmagnetized. Okay, now what happens when you apply some magnetic field, all of them lie along the magnetic field. Okay, in the direction of magnetic field they lie, so they are magnetized in the direction of magnetic field feebly. In some atoms do so, some do not do. So they are weakly magnetized. Weakly magnetized means some of its atoms lie in the direction of magnetic field. So we will say it is feebly or weakly magnetized. As soon as you switch off your magnetic field, what happens? The pressure because of which they were aligning, pressure is off. As soon as pressure is off, they again start their random positioning and they again cancel each other, and net effect will again zero, and from magnetized paramagnetic they will convert into non-magnetized. In simple terms, what we can say, when no teacher is there in the class, what do people do? You are talking, not studying, doing everything else, but you are not studying. Someone is sitting near the window, someone is playing, someone is doing whatever you are doing, but you are not studying. As soon as pressure is there, teacher is there in the class, you start studying. As soon as bell rings, teacher going outside the class, again same position. मुझे लगता कोई भी ऐसा है कि टीचर चला गया उसके बाद ही पढ़ रहे हैं. नो, जैसे ही प्रेशर हटा टीचर का, you are again to your original position. Same is with the atoms. They are cancelling each other. We are putting them in magnetic field. Because of magnetic field, some lie along the direction. Means they are weakly magnetized. But as soon as magnetic field is switched off, then they again come back to their original position, which was random position. Means they will again cancel. So the paramagnetic substance which get feebly magnetized in the presence of magnetic field again gets demagnetized when we switch off our magnetic field. Is it clear? Yes, sir. This is electronic theory of paramagnetism. What happens in case of ferromagnetism? Many atoms, almost all the atoms get aligned. So we will say they are strongly magnetized. Paramagnetic, some were aligning, so weakly or feebly magnetization was there. But in case of ferromagnetic substances, all the atoms align themselves. Earlier they were random. They align themselves as we put the ferromagnetic substance in external magnetic field. Right? Yes. Even effect is present in them. Even if we switch off our magnetic field को हटा दिया, उसको हटाने के बाद भी वो एटम्स जो हैं, बहुत सारे एटम अभी भी अलाइन कर रहे हैं उसी डायरेक्शन में. It means what इट मींस कि एक्सटर्नल मैग्नेटिक फील्ड हटाने के बाद भी वो कंप्लीटली डीमैग्नेटाइज नहीं हुआ, स्टिल इट इज हैविंग सम मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी which were ferromagnetic. In case of ferromagnetic, as soon as magnetic field is switched off, they lose their magnetism because all of them are in random position. But in case of ferromagnetic, even if you switch off your external magnetic field, still some magnetic character retains with the ferromagnetic substances, and we will say they are having some retentivity power. This ability of ferromagnetic substance to have some magnetic character, to retain in themselves some magnetic character, even if external magnetic field is switched off, that characteristic is called as retentivity. Understood? Yes. समझ में आया? Yes. You will study same two phenomena when you will study your Langmuir theory of paramagnetism and domain theory for ferromagnetism. Okay? This you will study now. Next. Up to this we have done in our previous lectures. Domain theory, electron theory, we have studied all this. Now let us study magnetization curve and hysteresis curve. Now, what is this magnetization curve? We are having curve between B and H or I and H. What was I? I was intensity of magnetization. Means how much the material get magnetized. कितना magnetize हुआ? वो कौन बताएगा? Who will tell us? I. मैग्नेटाइज करने वाले की ताकत कितनी है? How much powerful? How much strength? External magnetic field is having H. Magnetizing field. H is magnetizing field intensity, and intensity of magnetization is I, or magnetic induction. B we can also write there. Okay. Let me explain it again. If suppose one substance is having 100 atoms, you are placing it in some magnetic field. Magnetic field is able to align 50 atoms in its own direction. 50 को अपनी दिशा में कर दिया उसने. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Strength is 50. And if some another field is able to align 70 in its own direction, so which one is more powerful? The one which is aligning 70, right? And intensity means if same substance is there, different substance, if same substance is there, then you will say in external more powerful H, more I is there. Okay. Now what is happening here? We are having graph between, this is H means magnetizing field, जो magnetize कर रही है. The one which is magnetizing, powerful field, external field in which we are putting our substance. And here on y-axis we are having B or I. I means intensity, how much our atom, our substance gets magnetized. Okay. So earlier we are starting from O. As soon as we are increasing H, automatically B is also increasing, I is also increasing. जैसे जैसे आप H को बढ़ा रहे हो, as soon as you are increasing H, B is also increasing, I is also increasing. आपने you are putting your substance in external magnetic field. External magnetic field is having strength H. As soon as you are increasing H, जैसे जैसे आप H को बढ़ा रहे हो, 2 substances aligning और strength बढ़ा दी, 4 substances और बढ़ा दी, 8 और बढ़ा दी, 10. Is it okay? So as soon as you increase H, I will increase it. So what is the line? Straight line we are having. Straight line we are having. Straight line we are having. Up to a particular position A, it will saturate. It will saturate. Why it is becoming saturated? Because if the substance is having 100 atoms and all the 100 atoms are saturated, all the 100 atoms are saturated, and even then you are increasing H, what will happen? Nothing will happen. So 100 से 100 के 100 एक डायरेक्शन में हो गए. अब आप बढ़ाते जाओ क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? इससे ज़्यादा थोड़ी होगा, right? Is it fine? Why it gets saturated? किया, फिर मैंने बोला पढ़ लो, 4 ने शुरू किया, फिर मैंने बोला 10 ने शुरू किया, और एक टाइम ऐसा आया मैंने कहा पढ़ लो, और सभी बुक्स निकाल के पढ़ रही हैं, और फिर भी मैं कह जा रहा हूँ पढ़ लो पढ़ लो पढ़ लो, तो क्या होगा? 50 थे, 50 से 50 पढ़ने लग रहे हैं, इससे ज्यादा क्या होगा? नथिंग। मींस सैचुरेशन इज देयर। सिमिलर इज द केस हियर। आपने स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ाई, एटम्स अलाइन करना शुरू हो गए, 1 हुआ, 2 हुआ, 4 हुआ, 6 हुआ, 10, 20, 50 से 50 के 50 अलाइन हो गए। उसके बाद में अगर आप फील्ड बढ़ा रहे हो तो कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा, क्योंकि 50 से वो अलाइन ऑलरेडी हो चुकी हैं। इज इट ओके? नाउ दिस line O2A clear to you? Means O2A, total number of atoms, all the atoms are aligning themselves. Now there is no work of increasing H, because it gets, after this it gets saturated, all the atoms get magnetized, they are aligning themselves. Okay, now what we do, we start from here, we have started decreasing our H, the strength of external magnetizing field, we start decreasing it. Now surprise, what is surprise? It will not follow this path, it will not come back like this. How it is coming? It is following this path, A to C. A to C means when we are coming to C, what is happening at C? At C, value of H becomes 0. When we are decreasing H, decreasing, we are continuously decreasing value of H. At C, what is happening? H is becoming 0, but some value of B is there, some value of I is there. Right? This one. So this value is called as retentivity. Means what is there? 50 atoms were there, all the 50 were aligned. Okay, all the 50 were aligning themselves in the direction of magnetic field. We start decreasing magnetic field. As soon as we are decreasing, they start their random position. But as we are switching it to 0, H becomes 0. All the atoms are not de-aligning. Some atoms remain in the same position. Maybe 2, maybe 5, maybe 6, depending upon material to material. Yes, sir. Are you getting it? Yes, sir. जो मैग्नेटाइजिंग फील्ड लगाई थी आपने, उस मैग्नेटाइजिंग फील्ड को आपने 0 कर दिया, एक्सटर्नल मैग्नेटिक फील्ड घटाते गए 0 कर दिया। तो जो 50 सीधे हो गए थे, उन 50 में से मान लो 40 तो दोबारा से रैंडम में आ गए, मगर 10 अभी भी अलाइन हैं। चलो कुछ मैग्नेटिक कैरेक्टर उसका रह गया, उसने रिटेन कर लिया, इट रिटेन्स that magnetic character. So that is why this OC is called as retentivity. Right? Yes, sir. All the atoms are not completely in random position. Some atoms retain their characteristic of magnetization. Even when magnetic field is we are making it H equal to 0, even then some atoms are still remaining themselves to align in the same position. They are not de-aligning. 50 atoms were there on A. When we were at A, all the atoms were magnetized. When we are decreasing H, what is happening? They are not completely demagnetizing. It is following path A to C. As we start decreasing H, it follows path A to C. And when we come to C, what we see when we are at C? We see that H is becoming 0, but still some magnetic character is there, still some value of I is there, still some atoms remain magnetized, some atoms remain aligned. That value AC is called, or C is called as retentivity. Okay, but what do you want? You said some the sample which I have given you should return to the same sample. My sample was unmagnetized, and you are giving me sample in return which is having some magnetic character. I don't want this. What do you want? You want your earlier sample. You want totally unmagnetized sample. So this B, this should also be 0. What we will do? We will turn the direction of X from positive to negative. We will turning our value of h from we're just making h in opposite direction. Means instead of positive, now we are applying negative h. As you will apply h in opposite direction, what is happening? It will start decreasing, and for this value of h, for this value of magnetizing field in opposite direction, B becomes 0. Sample gets totally unmagnetized. So this value of h in opposite direction, which we have to apply in order to totally demagnetize our substance, that value OD is called as cohesivity. सब्सटेंस को डीमैग्नेटाइज करने के लिए ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में जो हमें h की वैल्यू लगानी पड़ी ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में, ताकि हमारा सैंपल टोटली डीमैग्नेटाइज हो जाए, ताकि जो लाइन थे वो भी डी अलाइन हो जाए, उसी डायरेक्शन में ना रहे, हमें जो ऑपोजिट में h लगाना पड़ा, उस h जितना h हमें लगाना पड़ा उस h को हम कहते हैं कोहसिविटी। समझ में आया? यस सर। सो CD क्लियर? कहाँ तक आ दिया मैंने? OA, ओके, AC, CD. Now you start increasing in opposite direction. Opposite direction में ही हम अपने h को बढ़ाते रहे. We keep on increasing our h in opposite direction. Now the atoms will start aligning themselves. First they were like this. Now they will start aligning in opposite direction. They will start aligning themselves in opposite direction. जो इधर नॉर्थ पोल साउथ पोल था, that will turn around. Instead of here, it will become here. North south, then north south. They will start aligning themselves in opposite direction. Same thing will happen as you will increase h in opposite direction. This will be increasing. D will increase. I will increase, and it will saturate. Why it saturate? Yes. All the atoms, if 50 were present, suppose 50 were present and all the 50 gets aligned along the magnetizing field in opposite direction, all the atoms are align themselves in opposite direction. So it will get saturated here. Okay? Even if you apply more H, it will not work, it will be saturated. Okay? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Up to here clear? Yes, sir. DE clear? Now we again start decreasing our value of h. We are again trying to come back. Now it will not follow this path. It will follow this path. EF. The h which you have put in opposite direction, you start decreasing your h in opposite direction. You start decreasing your h in opposite direction. What will happen? As soon as you are decreasing, h is becoming less, h is decreasing, as soon as h is becoming zero, but still, some magnetic character is left in the sample. What I mean that h is becoming zero, magnetizing field in opposite direction is becoming zero, but still some atom remain themselves aligned in opposite direction. And that property with some magnetic character is there, but in opposite direction, that magnetic character is called as which property? Retentivity. It is retentivity. So you want your sample to get completely demagnetized. What you will do? You will again from negative to positive H you will make and start increasing your positive H. As you are starting increasing your positive H, this value of I, this value of B, magnetic character in sample is again decreasing, and as soon as you reach at G, what will happen? At G, B becomes equal to 0, I becomes equal to 0. Sample gets completely demagnetized. Okay? Yes. Again, you start increasing your H, again it will increase, and it will reach at A, and at A it will become saturated. So complete cycle we have studied. some heat will be produced. When you are aligning your atoms like this, again in this direction, again demagnetized, again and again, when you are doing the same thing, what will be produced? Heat will be produced. Okay, and some work is to be done. Some work is to be done to align the particles in one direction, and again to come back in another direction. That work we will study in the next topic. Is it okay? And how much energy loss is there in this demagnetization and magnetization? If someone is asking you how much energy is lost in one complete loop, in one complete cycle, we will say area of this loop. If you will calculate area of this loop, you will get how much energy is lost in magnetization and demagnetization. So if for two samples you are having two different loops, and for one loop area is greater, second loop area is smaller, so which you will prefer? The one which is having smaller area, because for one which is having smaller area energy loss will be small. How much should be loss in the energy? ज्यादा लॉस होना चाहिए, कम होना चाहिए? लॉस तो हमेशा क्या होना चाहिए? कम. Loss should always be less. So the one which is having low area, less area, that will be having low energy loss, and we will prefer that cycle. Is it okay? Fine? Understood completely?
Yes.
Or should I repeat it? No need? So what we will do now? To understand this energy loss in hysteresis, once soft iron is there, we are making some copper wire coil on this. Some copper wire is wrapped on this soft iron. We are getting one coil, and when current is flowing in that wire, we switch on the current. When current flow, current will having magnetic flux, and magnetic flux will be increasing. Again I am repeating, we are having one soft iron core. On that soft iron core, copper wire is wounded like this, and as soon as you switch on the current starts flowing in the coil, and when current is flowing in the coil, current is increasing, magnetic flux will also be increasing. When magnetic flux is increasing, what you will say? Change in flux is there?
Yes, sir.
Change in flux because it is increasing.
Yes, sir.
When change in flux is there, induced EMF will be there.
Yes, sir.
When induced EMF is there, some power should be also be there, because power is equal to current into voltage.
Yes, sir.
And when that power is there, there must be some work to be done in order to retain that character.
Yes, sir.
Study here. Magnetic flux is simply P dot ds. Small magnetic flux, what we have studied? Small magnetic flux is V dot ds. Integrating both sides, phi will be V dot a dA. For n turns, it will be n dA. From Lenz's law, induced EMF minus d phi by dt. You will substitute value of phi from here. It will be n a dB by dt. Power is equal to current into induced EMF. So power to do that work against your induced EMF is in opposite direction. This minus sign is there. Minus sign is there. It is in opposite direction. So some amount of work is to be done against this induced EMF. So how much work to be done? That we will calculate. But first we will calculate power. Power is current into induced EMF. EMF value EMF from here we can substitute here. It will be I n a dB by dt. And how to calculate energy? Energy is simply work done is a form of energy. And what is power? Power is rate of doing work. Rate of doing work means work upon time. Okay? Or rate of doing means dW by dt. So what is dW? P into dt. Power into dt is small amount of work. Small amount of work if it is allowed for small time dt. So here energy spent in small time dt, work is a form of energy.
Yes, sir.
Instead of work done I am using here now energy, because work done is a form of energy. Energy spent in small time dt will be dW, which is equal to P into dt. This is value of power.
Yes, sir.
P into dt. So dW we are getting NAI dB. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
We are calculating dW total work. One more value we will use here. Magnetizing density H is equal to Ni upon L. Ni upon L. So from here you can get value of HL is equal to Ni. You substitute this value of HL equal to Ni. Here Ni instead of Ni you will write HL. It will be dW is equal to AL. Area You are integrating it. AL you take outside. Area into length is volume. So volume you will take down here. It will be work done per unit. Volume is equal to H into dP over complete loop. Complete loop. Which one? A, C, D, E, F, G, A. This is your complete loop. So you are getting work done or energy loss for complete loop equal to integration of complete loop H dP, which is equal to area of VH curve. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So depending upon the characteristic, you can look at one application is shown here of VH curve. Two material you are having, one is soft iron, one is steel. For soft iron, retentivity is more.
Yes, sir.
For soft iron, retentivity is more, and for steel, coercivity is more.
Yes, sir.
Means if both sample you are having, one is soft iron and one is steel, as you are decreasing magnetizing field, as magnetic field is you are making it zero, soft iron will retain more magnetic character as compared to steel.
Yes, sir.
सॉफ्ट आयरन ज्यादा मैग्नेटाइज रहेगा.
Yes, sir.
सॉफ्ट आयरन ज्यादा मैग्नेटाइज रहेगा.
Yes, sir.
स्टील कम मैग्नेटाइज रहेगा. सॉफ्ट आयरन इज हैविंग मोर मैग्नेटिक character in the absence of H. When you are making H zero, soft iron is having more magnetic character. But you can see here, of course, steel is having less retentivity, but it will retain that. It will retain that. Means large value of negative H you have to make. Coercivity of steel is more. It is not is even. Steel is having less amount of retentivity, but it will grab it with both hands. It is not easy to remove that retentivity from steel. Large amount of H you have to apply. But soft iron, what is there with soft iron? Soft iron, of course, it is having more magnetic character in the absence of magnetic field. Large value of retentivity is there, but coercivity is small. Means for just for small value of H, it will lose its magnetic character. ओके थोड़ा आता है मगर अच्छा आता है. पकड़ के रखा है किसने? स्टील ने. बहुत सारा आता है मगर अगले दिन भूल गया. कौन? सॉफ्ट आयरन. सो जहां पे आपको परमानेंट मैग्नेट चाहिए, परमानेंट मैग्नेट कैसे होनी चाहिए? परमानेंट मैग्नेट ऐसे होनी चाहिए. परमानेंट मैग्नेट large coercivity should be there permanent. It should be permanent. It should not lose its magnetic character easily. So which you will prefer for permanent? Steel. And when you are consuming of electromagnets, soft iron core is there.
Yes, sir.
Because it is retaining more magnetic character, right? So this study of hysteresis curve helps us. It helps us to determine which type of material to prefer for which application. You will just study their characteristics of retentivity and coercivity. So in those applications where you want more retentivity, you will prefer those, and for those applications where more coercivity should be there, you prefer that. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So three main applications for forming permanent magnet, electromagnet and core magnet. So electromagnet, soft iron, reason I have told you, permanent magnet, steel, reason we have discussed just now, and rest is core material which is having high density and